Stand by for the scene change. Warning for scene 3.5. Stand by for scene change. Cue light is on. Go.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Freshman year was incredibly nerve-wracking because it's a lot more work than what most people think it is. And me as a freshman, I'm thinking, wait a second, if this is gonna be how stage crew is all about, I'm not cut out for this.
I had very limited tool knowledge when I first got here. I had no idea how to work with electrical wires before this, and I learned how to work wiring, like the skill saw, table saw, bandsaw. I didn't know how to use any of that stuff when I first got here.
Sometimes it's really difficult, especially for me, that English is my second language, so sometimes they ask me to grab a tool or do something that I have no idea what it is. So I use Google a lot, especially in the beginning.
Because the first day I got here, we were dismantling Henry V, and it was a very big set. And just taking the sledgehammer to that thing was the best feeling I could have had. I was doing that, I was like, this is the best job. I got the right one.
How nervous? Well, first of all, I've never touched a screw gun, never used a table saw, never used a jigsaw, circular saw, sawzall, like all those stuff, But, over time, you figure it out. And I think that's what freshman year is really all about.
Oh boy. I learned how to do a lot of things with wood. Like one time I did a table and I thought I would never make a table before, in my whole life.
It's kind of like right here. Oh, okay, that's cool. I just wanted to know where it was. Thanks.
Yeah, just hit the edge of the graffiti, everything's good.
Gotcha, thanks. A lot of people don't even realize what all we do back here. I think they kind of just assume we show up for the show and push the stuff, and maybe we paint it. I don't think people realize exactly how much goes in backstage.
You have to really put in a lot of energy. It can get intense, but I don't think it gets intense to a point to where I can't handle it. As it gets more and more intense, I get to enjoy it more and more and more.
Being crew chief allows you to have a lot of leadership skills. And the massive learning moment for me was we were changing warehouses and we had to unload those trailers. My boss, Rob McCarty, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey David, here, we gotta do something. We gotta unload this trailer into this bay, this section, and it's a little tight. And this whole entire trailer, the set, needs to get in there. Here's a crew of 5, get it done, I gotta go." Yeah. And freaked me out.
Oh yeah, there's definitely blood. I think everybody's shed a little blood for stage crew.
You're working with power tools, you're working with heights, you're working with wood, you're working with metal, heavy things, big things. Are you prone to getting hurt? Yeah. do birds fly? Like, it's, yeah, the environment is kind of dangerous, not because we're reckless.
I see a lot of scrapes, a lot of cuts. People get cut by wood or get cut by a piece of metal. A lot of it is less of like big injuries, it's just a lot of wear and tear, and it kind of wears you out. Especially back a few semesters when we were doing a lot of warehouse work. Like every day they just come home and like my hands hurt, my knees hurt, my back hurts, and I just like fall into my bed and just like totally dead. Totally dead.
I work not just because I have to pay school, but I work because I also like. And even though sometimes, like, especially after rehearsal, I have to stay until like 2 a.m. to do homework or something, it's still worth it. I think the best part is just like interact with people, because since I spend most of my time here, especially in props, you can just like do your job and at the same time just ask like, hey, how is your day? Or like how I can pray for you, or just see a lot of people that you couldn't meet if you were not in stage crew.
The key?
The red key.
The red key. I thought I saw it in second verse. Just the people I work with are awesome. And I enjoy working with them because we have fun cutting up, we have fun working together, we all work hard together, and that draws me back. The best times are when there's not a lot of pressure and you can just work together on a project and kind of have fun, and you can cut up a little bit in between doing things.
Because if any of us see anybody else down, just like, hey, doing okay. Let's go. Let's do some work. I mean, we're always there for each other, or at least we all try to be. Stage crew is probably the toughest job physically on campus.
Yeah, it was worth it. Even though you spend like months doing something, or like you cry so much or something like that, in the end it's just like see a whole production going perfectly, and all the props that you spend like so much time to do, like doing and everything, you see like, yeah, well done, was worth it.
I think I grew a lot more in confidence in myself. Confidence in myself that I can learn something that I never knew how to do before.
I haven't really thought much about the amount of impact it does. I know things like Living Gallery, they do have a large impact.
I think it was either last year or 2 years ago. We finished our first production. I think it was the first day, Thursday night. Apparently someone left that production and called Darren Lawson and was like, hey, I just want to let you know that production really made me think about my salvation, and I just want to let you know that I got saved. And it makes it worthwhile when you go through those days of struggle, where that one person, their eternity is secured in Christ now, because I spent time, I went through those moments.
Sometimes I've seen guys almost crying backstage just because they're so happy. Everybody's hugging each other, and because you get this sense of how much work you put into it, and now it's done. Nowhere else in the world can you get that.
I think like the important reason is just that even though I'm like overseas, here I feel home. I can put like points.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it a lot.
Stand by.